What did you die today at a minute or two to 2? A thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do. But I'll beat a tattoo at a 20 to 2 with a rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a, and the dragon will come at the sound of the drum at a minute or two to 2 today at a minute or two to 2. Ba 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 bibbly bee bibbly bee bibbly 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 bee bibbly bee bibbly bee bibbity boppity boo. Welcome to Teacup For One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. Or should I say, my name is Shakespearean Scholar Matt, and I have 2 degrees. That's right. I'm back. You might remember Shakespearean Scholar Matt from when I did my video comparing Vincent Price's performance in Theatre of Blood to that of performances of actual Shakespearean actors. Well, this is the persona that ruminates from me whenever I set the stage to talk about William Shakespeare, also known as the Bard, also known as God's gift to mankind and the English language. And yes, this accent will be with us for the duration of the video. Best to click away now if you'd rather hear me speak in my pedestrian voice. Today we are speaking about a Shakespearean topic very near and dear to my heart. Shakespeare's greatest characters, but not those famous title characters that we all know and loathe, such as Hamlet, or Romeo and Juliet, or Othello, or Julius Caesar. No, today we are talking about Shakespeare's minor characters. Not to say those who work in mines, and not to say those who are under the age of 18. No, the minor roles. As if to say those who only have a handful of lines, if any lines at all. The roles that are so minuscule that they could in fact be lifted out of the play entirely without affecting the course of action of the drama whatsoever. Yet, these are the characters who still make an impact, the characters who we still remember fondly. Perhaps more than the leading players. And, if we're going to call a spade, perhaps I'm a little bit biased because these are the types of roles that I was usually cast in when I was attending drama school. Yes. One of the perks of acting school is paying in the quadruple digits for an acting education, then being assigned 10 lines total in a 3-hour play, the meatiest of which is Yes, my lord, and then being graded a B+ because your professors didn't feel like you were connected enough in the moment, and on top of that, they could not hear the D in Lord. Well, to which I say, if you want to look for the D, look in the mirror, professor. But I digress. Today we are going to be looking at those scene-stealing roles that prove there are no small parts, only small actors. And without further ado, I am proud to present to you my picks for the top 5 scene-stealing minor Shakespearean characters, starting with Snug the Joiner from A Midsummer Night's Dream. Now, anyone who has seen A Midsummer Night's Dream must remember the rousing performance given by the rude mechanicals of Pyramus and Thisbe towards the end of the play. Snug the Joiner is the one who plays the lion. You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse upon the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion, rough and wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, one Snug the Joiner am, a lion fell. Basic translation: ladies, I'm going to perform the role of a lion for you. It's going to be very scary, but don't worry, because I'm not actually a lion. I am, in fact, Snug the Joiner. And he puts so much passion and vigor into that one line, roar. It reminds us that even the smallest role can be a memorable one if it's performed with commitment, gusto, vigor, and just the right amount of catitude. Number 4. Cinna the poet, not to be confused with Cinna the conspirator, from Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 3. In William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, a group of conspirators band together to assassinate Julius Caesar, which they do by the middle of the play. If that's not goal-oriented, I don't know what is. Honestly, Hamlet could take some lessons from them, am I right? In the immediate aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination, the conspirators allow Mark Antony to give a speech to the people of Rome, provided he does not point fingers or put the blame on them. Instead, Mark Antony gives a rousing speech and uses his words to subtly manipulate the people of Rome into becoming an angry mob. Provoking destruction by dropping subtle hints into a speech. How timely. In the midst of the mass chaos that is tearing Rome apart, the rioters come across a poet named Cinna who shares a name with Cinna the conspirator. La la la, I am going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or enemy?
As a friend.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear him to pieces, he's a conspirator.
However, he makes it clear that he is not Cinna the conspirator, he is Cinna the poet. I'm Cinna the poet. I'm Cinna the poet.
Tear him for his bad verses. Tear him for his bad verses.
I'm not Cinna the conspirator.
It is no matter. His name's still Cinna. Pluck his name out of his heart and turn him going.
Ow, ow, ow. Though he only has 8 lines, the role of Cinna the poet is one of the play's most effective tools at showing us the dastardly effects of mob mentality, and beyond that, it's really just a demonstration that no matter what century you're in, the plebs will never respect the odds. Number 3. The First Servant from King Lear, Act 3, Scene 7. For anyone who has seen King Lear, this is also known as the scene in which they tear out someone's eyes using a wooden spoon. Yeah. Though he remains nameless, the First Servant's actions speak volumes. He is the one with a shred of human decency who cannot sit idly by and watch one person scoop out another person's eyes with a wooden spoon. So he takes it upon himself to try to stop Cornwall. He gets a little bit of a flesh wound in and then he dies, and we still never really learn his name. However, that one little flesh wound is what ultimately leads to Cornwall's demise. I personally like to think of the First Servant in King Lear as the pipe dream of every actor who has spent their career or tenure at drama school playing those thankless minor Shakespearean roles. You're given one moment of grandeur, one moment of significance in the play before ultimately being killed off and forced to wait in the green room for the remaining 2 hours of the production and then being graded a B+ because your performance was not convincing. Number 2. The third murderer in Macbeth. Ow! Motherfucker! The third murderer in Macbeth has been a rousing topic of high school English essays for generations because when Macbeth is planning to assassinate Banquo, he only orders 2 murderers, but then 3 show up. It's like the murderous equivalent of a baker's dozen. You think you're getting 12 donuts. Instead, you get 13. There are numerous fascinating theories pertaining to the identity of the third murderer. It's a decision that any director needs to make when they are mounting a production of In the 1971 film, the role of the third murderer is played by Ross, Lady Macduff's cousin. However, some productions choose to have the Scottish gentleman himself portray the third murderer. There are arguments to be made for and against multiple interpretations. However, that would merit a video of its own. Let me know if you'd like to see a video dedicated to the mysterious third murderer in the comment section down below. Moving on, and now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. The moment you have all been waiting for. The greatest minor Shakespearean character of all time is the bear. Yes, that bear. A Winter's Tale, Act 3, Scene 3. This character has no lines. This character is a mere stage direction, yet one who has puzzled, befuddled, and entertained Shakespearean scholars, playgoers, students, and actors alike for hundreds of years. that stage direction reads, Exit, pursued by a bear. For a bit of context, the bear is pursuing Antigonus. Antigonus was wandering near the bear's habitat because he was assigned by the king to just dispose of the king's child, who he believed was illegitimate. The scene plays out something like this.
Alright, little princess, so I'm gonna leave a little name tag on you here, and I'm gonna adorn you with some bling so that if anyone finds you, they know you're royal, and for your own sake, I hope you're found by people before you're found by animals. Good luck in life. Oh crap, a bear.
It is later confirmed that the bear did maul and kill Antigonus. But the bear really just kind of comes out of nowhere. Honestly, the appearance of this bear causes so much confusion on so many levels that it is almost too much to bear. It's so weird. Like, is the scene meant to be tragic or is it meant to be comedic? To be fair, that's a question that you could really be asking about The Winter's Tale as a whole. Some people say that the bear marks the transition of the play from a tragedy into a comedy. Some say that Antigonus's pursuit by the bear represents a ritualistic sacrifice to nature. Other scholars say it's because at the time audiences just loved bears and the way to ensure the success of your play was to throw in a bear. So almost think of the bear as the Elizabethan equivalent of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you want to ensure the financial success of your movie, put in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. If you were living in Shakespeare's time and you want to ensure the success of your play, put in a bear. Now I'm sure you, loyal viewers, are sitting there with bated breath, wondering, Matt, please, share with us your theory as to this enigmatic line, exit pursued by a bear. Tell us what you think. What does it mean? I cannot bear the suspense any longer. Well, let me tell you. I care not for any theories as to the existence of the bear. Instead, I like to preoccupy my time by imagining productions of A Winter's Tale built entirely around the type of bear they choose to use for this scene. For example, Exit, pursued by Panda Bear. That production takes place in China. Exit, pursued by Polar Bear. That production takes place in the Arctic. Exit, pursued by Grizzly Bear. That production takes place in North America, where the United States represents Sicily and Canada represents Bohemia. Oh, and they're all lumberjacks. Exit, pursued by Koala Bear. Aww. That production takes place in Australia. And that scene is particularly adorable, until it turns bloody. Exit, pursued by Teddy Bear. That production takes place in a child's imagination, as they try to make sense of their parents' crumbling marriage. So, there you have it, my friends. My picks were the top 5 minor Shakespearean scene-stealing rows. Now please let me know in the comment section down below which of these rows would be your favourite to perform, or simply to watch. And of course let me know if I missed any of your favourites. But for now, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup For One. Now, please remember to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see me banter on about Shakespeare at length in the future, or if you would like to see me talk about Disney or Funko Pops. If you have not yet subscribed, it is the easiest thing in the world to do. All you must do is click on my face. Thank you for joining me for this episode, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and that's the Teacup For One. Parting is such sweet sorrow, but please go away.